going, everybody? LevelMDiecast here. Diecast Haul episode 61, big 1661. We are very far behind in videos, and I do apologize about that. We are going to work on getting ourselves caught back up. Kicking it off with a moving parts chase. This was from the first mix of the year. I never could get my hands on this Pagani. Bought it off of the eBay, so it was already damaged, which is perfectly fine because we're going to open it anyways. But needed to keep up with the chases, so get this guy popped out of there. Super, oh man, it's just not intuitive to get the chase pieces out of there, by the way. So usually, well, not usually, but sometimes you just have to pop them out there because the rubber tires don't want to pop out the back like they normally would. So get all this junk off the studio. There we go. There is our Pagani chase. Nothing particularly fancy with it. It looks okay. Some details there on the front. Nothing particularly fancy. The headlights are done up. Those rubber tires does say Huayra SC or supercharged. Just kidding. It's for Super Chase. Wouldn't that be cool though? They put something cool on there. This has always been an interesting opening hatch piece. So opens up. There is the details inside. Nothing particularly fancy in there. It's just the same print that we have got for that particular engine bay. Even for the non-chase type of versions. Man, sometimes it just doesn't want to go back in there. Bam. Super snap. There is the details on the back. It says Pagani Huayra Roadster. Nothing particularly fancy. S46 is the day code. They were still doing day codes for that back in the day. We'll just put that guy right there on the top. Got some AutoWorld. This is a Supra I didn't have. This is the Diecast's, a special edition or whatever. Limited edition, 1 of 3192. Sorry about that. The Advan livery. So nothing particularly fancy about this. You did have to get this through Diecast's directly, or you could get it from some eBay sellers. So pop this guy out of there. There we go, getting popped out. There we go. Packaging out of here. So there is our Supra. I am doing my best to stay up on all the Supra releases from AutoWorld. I really do like the casting. And I do like Supras. I'm not a big JDM guy, but I do like this particular Supra. It looks pretty good. It says Advan in the back. Supra, Toyota, all that good stuff like that. A little bit of Advan print on the tires, which is pretty nice. Does have an opening hood. This one cooperated just enough. See some details down in there. A little bit of print down in there. Nothing super fancy. The hood closes nice. It was like auto open. That was interesting. And then there is the manufacturer date 8/10/2022. So that is definitely not a new release. That one's been out for a minute for sure. Also some other older AutoWorlds. This is from the Land Yachts 1976 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I don't know. I wanted to check these out. It's a very much older release. 2013 is the date on these. I don't anticipate the quality is going to be quite as nice as the modern day AutoWorlds, but I could be wrong. Get that out of here. There is our 76 Big O boat or Land Yacht. This is a yacht club on the front. The prints are definitely not as crisp as they use nowadays. It's not a bad casting. Looks pretty good. Details in the back. Says Cadillac on there. So it's not a bad one. Looks decent. I think this still has an opening hood, which it does. Of course, it doesn't really want to open very much other than like that. But there is some pretty good detail down in there. It's a giant like 7-liter V8 that only makes a whopping like 165 horsepower. So that is definitely not nothing to get fancy about. Ooh, are you going to fit? Oh, close enough. Ugh. Well, that's just going to be kind of the way it's going to look. I got another color one for this one as well. This one in kind of a cream color. Kind of an off-white kind of color. This one looks all right. I just like these because they're different. You guys know this channel is all about the different stuff. The packaging out of here. There's always so much plastic all the time. Looks pretty good. It's got the white vinyl top on there, which looks pretty good. There's a Cadillac symbol printed on the side of it, which is pretty good details. White wall tires. The printing is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better in the back one. Same details on the front. Still says Yacht Club. Nothing fancy. See if this hood will open any further. Unfortunately, it does not, but there is quite a bit of detail in there. You guys can see there's a lot of three-dimensional detail in there. This looks pretty fancy. It's pretty nice. It's huge. 6/15/2013 is the manufacturer date. Such a giant car. We got a couple other ones here. This is the 67 Eldorado. This one looked kind of interesting, so I picked this one up as well. I got these for like $3 each, so I couldn't say no to these. They're like $3, so give me an opportunity to check out some different stuff from AutoWorld. There is our Eldorado, which is a very interesting style. Looks pretty good. It says Boss Man on the front. Detail there in the grill. A lot of really nice print to this. A lot of print on the side there. It says Eldorado. This one's got some pretty fine details to it, but the casting is okay. It's just kind of meh. Let's see if we can get the hood open. Super oof. It is super stiff, but it does open very well. Look at all the detail under there. That is quite impressive. You even got a battery in there, air cleaner, a lot of separate pieces to it as well. Definitely not the style that AutoWorld does nowadays. They definitely do just, you know, basic details underneath there. They try not to add a bunch of extra pieces. This one happens to be 2018. That one fits much, much better. And then one more color. This one in a kind of a baby blue. They call it Venetian blue. 67 Eldorado. Get this one popped out of there. This one will probably be a little bit easier to see some more details just because the color is much, much brighter. It does have a black vinyl top on there. I think it matches pretty good. The white wall print looks pretty good. Rolls pretty well, is good. This one just says classic car on the plate. Nothing particularly fancy. It's pretty good. So I'll throw that guy down there. So, little love for AutoWorld that we don't get too much. Rolling in with the Cadillacs, but we're going to move over to Greenlight. The end of an era, the end of the big old giant boat, the giant land yachts. 76 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, hobby exclusive. This one looks pretty good. This is pretty similar to the other white one that they did when this casting was new. But it is not the exact same one, not even remotely close, other than the fact that they are both white. So we'll get this popped out of there. So this one does have some painted details, or molded details, I should say, for the floorboards and the dash and the sun visors up there. And then it does have red and blue striping to make red, white, and blue striping on it. It looks very, very good. So this is, you know, Greenlight's more quality focused version. I say it's pretty good. The Cadillac symbols seem to be pretty well centered in the hubcaps for the most part. White wall looks pretty good with the print as well. Prints on the front look nice and crisp. It says American last, I think. Oh, Michigan. Michigan plate on there. Looks pretty good though. Again, just another land yacht. Cadillac symbol looks particularly nice on this one. Lots of intricate details to that. There is your base deets. 907 is the particular number of that particular one. Throw it up there. That guy fits in there just a smidge better. All right, another hobby exclusive. This one is the F350 ambulance. This is for Boston EMS. I am just chasing these down, trying to collect all of them. All of the ambulances have been hobby exclusives thus far, so they have not done any standard releases for the F350 ambulance yet. And one of them that I don't have off the top of my head, there is a solid white one that they did, which is specifically for customizers and hobby exclusive guys like that. But I don't have that solid white one yet. I just have the deco upped ones. So we'll pull this guy out. Plastic out of here. So the back section here is die-cast, but it is hollow. So when you hold this in your hand, you feel like it should weigh way more than it really does. But the details look pretty good. Again, not a huge fan of the prints and how they kind of attach the lens lights. Wish they'd figure out a different way to do that. But everything else looks pretty good. It's Boston Me a Mess up there at the top. The lights are done up, which looks really, really good. It does have a little bit of a bow to it. You push it up, you see it. Push it back a little bit. Works just fine. It does have a little bit of bow there in the middle. Cardiac Defibrillation Ambulance Department of Health and Hospitals, it says. Looks pretty good. Dial 911. There is all the extra details on the back. Looks pretty good. No opening features, no moving things, no nothing like that. There's the base deets. 318 is the number. It does have a plastic base, which is not shocking, not uncommon. Ooh, it barely fits in the middle. All right, more Greenlight. This is the latest release for Barrett Jackson. There's a few of this mix that we picked up. There's, of course, always 6 cars, but we picked up just the ones we want. 1969 Plymouth Hemi GTX. Double green, green on green. So we'll crack this guy open. This is for Series 14, the newest series. Good old Series 14. Popping up at good old Hobby Lobby. So throw the guy out. There is our GTX, which looks particularly nice. Again, this is kind of this is all part of their new quality version, and I like to point that out because I want to see if it's actually looking good. The hood looks a little bit bowed up on this one. It does open, but looks like there's no problems with it. A little detail down in there. It's got your 446 pack, which looks pretty good. A little bit of details in the grill. It says GTX, super hard to read. The color is really, really nice, though. I think the color turned out great. Barrett Jackson on the plate, GTX on the back again, and of course, Plymouth right there. As far as the base details go, there you go. It is it numbered? Is it numbered? It is numbered. 5372, so, whew, man, I haven't got that big of a number in a minute, man. 5372, that is an enormous number. All right, another one we picked up, 1970 Plymouth Cuda. Again, good old Hobby Lobby. Pretty much the only place you can find Greenlight. Very few Greenlight shows up at Target and Wally Mart, but Hobby Lobby seems to be much, much better. This one looks especially nice because it's in pink or fuchsia, whatever you want to call it. But either way, it looks good. This is the same casting they use for the convertible, so the top is plastic. Does have that really nice spoiler off the back. Barrett Jackson on the plate. You see the corner of that's just a little peeled down on the plate. It's because it's a water slide decal. It's just a little bit off, but it does say Cuda on the back, which looks pretty good. Details on the side. Door handle looks pretty good as well. A lot of details on this one. There is the deets in the front. It says Plymouth in there. Super, super small. And this guy does have an opening hood. See if I can get this cracked open real quick. All right, always fun as always, I guess, is the statement, to get the hood open. But there you go. Same 446 pack down in there. Nothing particularly fancy with it. It does have some hood pins on there. And then now it doesn't want to close. So you get it open. And now it doesn't want to close. So not good for the whole Greenlight quality thing. Let's see if I can... It just... Oh. That's unfortunate. We'll just set that guy there. One super, super cool find I did find. Check that out. Pulled me a good old raw, a good old chase of that exact same one in pink. So it is raw, just has pink striping on it. This is a really, really cool chase. I don't typically pick up Greenlight chases and stuff. We've talked about this before. But in this particular case, this one looks really, really cool. If it's something that I collect, I will pick that up and throw it in the collection. But really, really digging how they do the chases when they're just raw metal. But all the deets, all the prints, all this stuff looks good. See that water slide decal looks much better on that one. Very, very cool. So throw that guy there. I'm not going to try to open that hood because if he's got the same problem, I don't want to have to worry about not getting the hood closed. Last one in that Barrett Jackson mix that we have, 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. Yes, we are a bit of a Mopar nut here at Level M. That's how we roll. So we do shoot for all the Mopars. As a matter of fact, I think I have every Challenger, Cuda, and GTX released in like the last 15 years. I don't have all of them. There's some early run ones that I don't have. And I think they may have done a couple under the hood ones that I don't have, which is their RLC style program from back in the Diz. Just in green, I'm sorry, just in orange, thinking of that GTX 346 pack on the side, Challenger TA. I like the wheels on there. Got your Goodyear polyglass wheels on there. This hood pops up just a little bit. It's always had that issue. Looks pretty good. Details down in there. It's a pretty decent one. This hood is plastic, by the way. So they just make it plastic to get that black color break in there. And it says Challenger TA on there. Looks pretty good. Dodge on the back, Barrett Jackson. This one, is it numbered? It is 1686. Just realized that we skipped over those numbers. So 1686 on this guy. Our Green Machine Chase is 1738. And isn't that going to be the craziest thing ever if these match numbers? That would be nuts. This one is 2177. So a little interesting the way that they've changed up their numbering system, but I think it's perfectly fine. All right, let's move on to Hot Wheels Case L. Good old L case, the newest case to drop. We're going to roll through these relatively quick. 15 Jaguar F-Type Project 7. This is the second color for this. But there's been 3 color releases this year because one of them was a dollar store exclusive. So this is technically the second recolor. Just in maroon, says Jaguar on there. Nothing particularly fancy. We'll throw that guy up in there. So move on from that. Brand spanking new casting for 2024. This is the Pagani Utopia for Hot Wheels Exotics 205. Collection number 205 for the year. Again, brand spanking new casting. There is our Pagani. It does have a maroon interior in there. Barely can see in there, but it is in there. A little bit of print on the front for the headlights. Technically, the top uses the 10-spoke wheel. Looks okay. No prints on the back for like taillights, but it does say Utopia on the base. Then does have that 5 gunslinger style exhaust, which I think is pretty cool. And then there is the base deets. It's okay. It's okay. It's relatively underwhelming, especially for being a brand new casting, but it's alright. All right, newest color for limited grip. This is, I believe, the 5th color to be released for this guy. It's kind of a drag truck, which is super cool, like a custom drag mini truck. Looks like he's got a big O LS down in there with some turbos on. It's got a front mount potentially. Looks pretty good. It says Hot Wheels graphics on the side, limited slip. Uses just the normal 5 spokes in yellow. A bit detail on the back. I do like the body work and stuff, and it's a pretty cool version. This guy gets prints on both sides plus print on the top, so that is a pretty decent version. So we'll get that guy over there. This is not from the L case. This is actually from the previous case, from Kelly case. Zamek Bel Air Gasser, Walmart exclusive. Walmart's only doing 2 Zameks per release right now, so this happens to be the one for the Bel Air. This is just the exact same decal we've gotten, just in Zamek style. It does have the pink window, which is ridiculously cool. Other than that, just another gasser. Really nothing fancy about it. It's just a gasser. The other one in that particular mix is the Audi Avant RS2 from the K case. So crack this guy open. You guys remember? I think the other Audi was in a turquoise color. So there is the Zamek one. Looks pretty good. Just has your typical prints on the back, typical prints on the front. There is your S logo. Nothing particularly fancy, just in Zamek style, which is good. Another one from the L case. This is Flippin' Fast. This is the first recolor for the year. We have already seen this casting once. This is its first recolor. So this one is designed to drive either direction. It's a fidget spinner. So you hold onto the sides there and you can rotate it. You know, it's really meant to be a fidget spinner, but it does roll, you know, both sides just equally fine. This side is green with the Hot Wheels logo on there. Kind of gives some Lotus vibes, I guess. And then this side right here is more IndyCar style. But the wing on the other side makes this one. The wing on this side makes the diffuser on this side, which is kind of an interesting combination. So, the guy up there with his giant wheels on there. First recolor for the Volkswagen Microbus, the ID Buzz. Debuted in yellow. Now it is in orange, which looks tremendously better in orange than yellow. Just my opinion. Look how good this looks. Full deco. Front and rear does have the white to run the entire length of the model as well. ID Buzz there in the back. Looks good. Print's a little crooked on mine, but that's okay. It's a mass-produced item. The entire top is plastic, as you can clearly tell. But this looks way, way better in orange than it did in yellow. At least in my opinion. You guys can let me know which color you digged better. All right, latest color for the 92 M3. Haven't seen this casting in like a year or so, maybe a little bit longer. So nice to see this one come back for the 90s. 195 collector number on this guy. I have been chasing down all of these M3s for a minute. There's a couple of very, very tough ones that don't know if I'll be able to get my hands on, but I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. This one is pretty average. I like it because it's different. It's different than all the other releases that we've seen thus far for that particular casting. So I like when they switch it up just a little bit. A fantasy casting, the Trouble Decker. This is only the first recolor for the Trouble Decker. Did debut in red and white, which is a little bit more typical double-decker bus style. This is a drag double-decker bus, though. It says Peng Ing on the top there, Georgetown. Got some presumably Japanese, or I guess those Malaysia, there we go, Malaysian symbols. Looks pretty good. Nothing particularly fancy with it, but it does look okay. I don't know if this guy's going to fit. Ooh. Close enough. The third color for the RX-7, we've gotten white, we've gotten silver, which is a Dollar Tree exclusive, and now we do have it in black. So all with police deco, just different base colors on it. There is the RX-7. It says J&C on it as well. I do like the gold, cool classic style wheels. Looks pretty good. A little bit of white print there in the front. It says Mazda on there. Good old Mazda. No prints in the back, unfortunately. But that one looks pretty good. The gold wheels really, really pop on that one. Like a lot. All right, newest color for the 20 Toyota Tacoma. This one, breaking tradition. We've had solid colors thus far. This one now in off-road style with some advertisements on it and all that good stuff. It says rigid on the side, BF Goodrich Bilstein. It is a satin finish, like a matte satin finish to the blue. Looks pretty good. It does get additional front print. So you do get Toyota in there with the headlights, which is pretty nice. Oh, look at that. It gets decos all the way around. You even get Tacoma and the taillights done up. Wow, check that out. That guy gets the full-on Monty. Looks pretty good. That'll go very, very nicely with the rest of the Tacomas. The Tacos. All right, brand new casting for 2024. 22 Ford Maverick Custom. Such an uninspiring truck. I'm really happy that this one got Hot Wheelsified. Not a huge fan of everything being Hot Wheelsified, but this one looked pretty good being Hot Wheelsified. Full prints on the front. Does have a ridiculous front splitter on there. Uses those new like racing slicks, which looks really good. Big fat ones in the back. This looks particularly nice. Decos on the side looks really, really good. No prints on the back, but you don't need it because you can see a little bit of tail lights. Looks good. Then just some framework, bodywork in there. It does have a black chrome interior. That is pretty good. I actually really like this a lot. This is way, way, way cooler than the Lightning race truck that they made. That one's actually pretty cool. I'm looking forward to some recolors of that one. All right, more race cars. Formula E Gen 3, brand new for 2024 as well. This is a new casting, another new casting. So there is our Gen 3 Formula E. I don't watch too much Formula E. I watch it every once in a while. But it's an interesting sport. I think it's a good complement to other open wheel racing, but the cars do look good. Cars look really, really good. They're very, very interesting. This one is very, very basic, which is fine. I don't think everything needs to be ridiculous, over the top all the time. This is the latest recolor for a Pterodactyl. This was a new casting earlier this year. This is the first recolor in blue. It is just a fantasy casting. Nothing particularly fancy. It does have a plastic body, metal base on there. 143 on there. Nothing particularly fancy. Just a pretty average off-road truck. This is probably the coolest one in the L case. Brand new casting, 67 Lotus Type 49. This is just so right. Everything about this is so right. The wheels are perfect. Big fat slicks in the back, smaller ones in the front. 67 Lotus, metal base, metal body. The window is plastic and the engine detail back here is plastic, but this is just so perfect. It says Lotus on there, Team Lotus. Everything about this is just, it's just so perfect. It's just perfect. Hotwheels did an absolutely fantastic job with that. I'm really, 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 really digging that one. Like a lot. Let's see here. Ford Mustang funny car. Nothing particularly fancy. It is for Hot Wheels art cars. Just another casting that I collect, so just scooping them up. Definitely not what it used to be. It used to be opening and does all kinds of stuff. It doesn't open anymore. It's just a fixed, closed unit, and it's just for Hot Wheels art cars, so there's really nothing fancy with it. So throw that guy down in there. And then we got one more. This guy right here, the Ducati Desert X. New color for that one. Looks pretty good. So always chasing down the motorcycles. Does not have an integrated kickstand. Says Ducati on the side, although the D didn't really get printed on there very well. Dirt colored tires, which looks pretty good. Print on the front, which looks pretty good as well. And then there it does say, you know, Ducati and all that good stuff like that. So kind of set him there. He doesn't have kickstand, so. And then we do have the regular treasure hunt for LKs. Yes, good old Carne Asada. That is your regular treasure hunt for the LKs. There is your treasure hunt logo. So good old Ryu Asada's Carne Asada. So it has a little bit of details on the front there to show the stuffing. It's a blue taco. Looks okay. I do have all the versions, so I'm glad I could find the treasure hunt version. Oh. Sorry about that. Dropped that guy and he took off on us. There is your treasure hunt logo, by the way. Just wanted to showcase that. It's right there on the top. So throw him up there. I have one super cool item. Check this out. Super. I actually traded for this Super. I wanted this Super for a little bit. I think I traded one of those RLC Integras and a couple other items for it. It was actually a pretty good trade. It was a really good trade. Card is very, very nice. Porsche 935. This was from last year as a Super, but this is a Super that I wanted. There is your Super logo. There is our loose Super now. Looks good. Very, very nice. Very, very shiny. Do like it. Looks good. Pretty fancy. So I'm just going to double stack that guy. I don't really care. It's just a soup, so it's fine. Old school Hot Wheels. We do have an old school blue car. This is a wheel variation I didn't have. This is collector number 156, the Rodzilla, with those silver hot ones. So did not have that wheel variation. Ooh. So ripping open this brown back. In case you guys are wondering what a brown back is, that's the brown back. These are like cardboard backs. They call them brown backs because the paperback ones are a lighter color, but these ones are actual literal brown backs. That's why they call them brown backs. So there is our guy there. It's a terrible casting. It's something I collect though, but I didn't have that wheel variation, so I'm pretty happy about that. So there's a lot of different variations for that particular one. Another older blue card. This one is a pretty tough one. I was pretty shocked to find this one, the Renault 5 Turbo. See, there's no particular number on this one. There is your deets on the back. Deets on the bottom. 1990 Mattel. So, getting towards the end of the Blackwall era. So, crack this guy open. This is just deco I didn't have. Got lucky enough to come across this, I think at a flea market. So, it just says Rally 17. Nothing particularly fancy. It looks pretty good. But, Mattel 1990. It's not a very good casting, but everything else on it is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Not super great, but it's pretty decent. So throw that guy right there. Got a couple more items here. We do have ourselves the Fast and Furious Women of Fast. This set literally never hit anywhere near me. I don't know where people found this stuff, but I was able to get my hands on an S2000 at one point in time. But I actually found these at a flea market. There was a guy that had some of these. So Mazda RX-8, this is a brand new casting. This is something that I have not particularly seen yet. There is the card art. This is the car driven by the two ladies, if I remember correctly, where Han does the 360 around them in his... or no, that is wrong. That is wrong. They were in an R33. I don't remember where the RX-8's at, to be honest with you. But it is in Fast and Furious. It's okay. This one is particularly modeled, obviously, directly after that. It says Mazda on the back, says RX-8 on there. This does have a metal base. There is your metal base details. It's okay. 2022 Mattel, and I just got my hands on this. That's crazy. It's okay. It's okay. I do like the fade in the print, but other than that, it's kind of meh. And then they had this one too, which is the one that I was really super stoked that they had. Porsche 718 came in GT4 because Porsche, you know, just Porsche. That's all you gotta say, just Porsche. So get that guy popped out of there. Super happy to add this one to the premium version. Does have those nice 5-spoke wheels on there. Looks pretty decent. It's really nothing too much different other than the wheels. It does have a metal base as well, so it's going to be pretty much the same as the premium version, just not rubber tires. And then, of course, that is a metal spoiler on there with a little bit of white print on the top of it. And then the very last item that I have is monster trucks. Don't get too many monster trucks these days, just because nobody seems to be stocking anything. Totaled and Crate Danger. This guy is available in a single pack for this year. This is a brand new deco for that guy. This is a new casting for this year, but this is a brand new deco for it. This one is not available anywhere else but this pack currently. So if you want this one and this one, I suggest don't buy this one on the single pack and just buy this dual pack. As far as the other dual packs in the mix, does come with that new casting with the Poison Pinto, but a re-release of the Roger Dodger, and then a couple of fantasy ones and a couple more fantasy ones, which I don't do the fantasy ones. I just do the licensed ones for the most part, unless it's something that's super cool, like a, you know, crushed monster truck, because that's just cool. There is your Crate Danger. So it's kind of like a loot crate kind of thing, but there's a monster inside, which is an interesting take. Monster trucks on there. Ooh, super shiny. Looks pretty good. Purple on the chassis, light blue on the wheels, and then a green window. Sometimes the color choices are just ridiculously bonkers. And then this is your totaled. I'm not sure if I showed the first one. I do have the one that came on single pack. I may have got that outside of a video potentially, but it's got your crushed window. All your panels are all crushed up. Looks good. It says Monster Control. They do a pretty good job of printing that up, considering it's all smashed up. I think it's a great idea, though. It's one of the coolest ideas I think anybody's come up with for monster trucks in a while. They're doing some really cool castings for monster trucks these days, and I think it's super cool. So pretty happy about that. So move that guy over a little bit, put our smashed one in there, and there you go. That is episode 61 of Diecast Haul. Very Hot Wheels heavy, but I did have some pretty nice AutoWorlds in there. And of course, a Super Chase is always good to have. Super Chase and Super Chase. Oh, look at that. Double Super Chases. Crazy. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about those. Let me know what you think about the Hot Wheels haul, all this other stuff. I'm going to try to get caught up. I got tons of stuff that I got to get filmed on the channel. And we'll try to get back to filming every day like we used to. We'll get there. So we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. LevelMDiecast.